Hey guys, so this is probably going to be like the third to last, maybe second to last House of Recaps episode for season 2 until season 3 comes back, so which is on like 3 days, so that's not really very long. But yeah, I'm kind of excited to be like done with it. But yeah, Happy New Year, and let's get to the vlog. Okay, so first episode is House of Collections, House of Speculations. Again, we've got 3 arcs here, so the first one I'll start with is Jerome and Jasper. It goes back to them with the Collector, and the Collector's like really mad that they don't have the dollhouse, and he's like, you have 24 hours to get me the dollhouse or else Trudy is dead. He doesn't actually say that Trudy will be dead, but he pretty much implies it, so then they're kind of like, oh, this is really bad. Later on, Jerome ends up stealing the dollhouse because Amber forgets to lock it up, so bad for Zabuna, good for them. But then when they go to bring the dollhouse to the Collector, he does not have Trudy, even though Jasper was like, you must have Trudy or else I'm not bringing it, so he just totally lied to Jasper. And he takes the dollhouse, and he's about to leave when Jasper pulls off the hood of the Collector, and it kind of just like leaves off there. Alright, Sabuna arc. They can't find the doll, so they start looking at the Zodiac again to try to figure out what the next piece might be, and they realize that there's a mosaic that probably has a piece on there, so they have to go find it, but they have no idea where it is because it's not where it used to be. Joy ends up overhearing the conversation because she's kind of spying on Sabuna because she's like jealous that they're all hanging out and she wants to hang out with them or whatever, but she hears that they need the mosaic, so she goes to talk to Fabian and is like, hey, I think I know where it is. She ends up remembering that it's in the library, so Sabuna knows, okay, let's go to the library and get this thing. Alright, so at night they take their new secret passageway to the library, they find the mosaic, everything's good, but when they're coming back they accidentally walk by Eddie and Mara, who are in the basement, which I'll talk about more, and they're not sneaky enough and they accidentally wake them up, and then they kind of see them, but I'll explain in a second. But they did get the mosaic piece that was needed for the reflector, so that was good. Alright, and last is the Eddie Mara arc. They're still doing their ghost hunting thing, and they're looking over their recordings, and they hear a voice, and it was actually Patricia's voice yelling for them to turn the lights back on, but they think it's a ghost, so they're really excited, and Sabuna's like, crap, they don't need any more motivation in this project, because they don't want the entire school to find out about Sankara, because Eddie and Mara want to turn this into an article for the school paper. So to get more information, they decide they're going to go investigate the cellar, so they sneak into there at night behind Victor's back, and they set up a camera, and they end up falling asleep while they're trying to get information, but they're awoken when Sabuna runs past because Patricia yells something because she's all jealous, and then they have to hide. But they manage to snap a picture like at the last second, and they get like a wisp of Amber's hair so it looks like a ghost, and they're like really excited and they're freaking out. But then Sabuna's like, this is really bad because they can't publish this article and it's a mess. So, alright, favorite moments of this episode. First happens with Amber. Amber and Alfie decide they're gonna put a virus on Eddie's computer because he's got all this ghost information, and if they don't have the information they can't post the article. So she's like, she took his laptop to do something and he suggested something and she's like, I'm British, Eddie, I don't get your jokes or something. It's just a good line. That's like one of Amber's good one-liners. Second favorite moment in this episode is just more Medi stuff. I don't know if I ship them or if I like friendship them, but they had some good moments when they're in the cellar. They're just like hanging out. They kind of have like close discussions and they're like talking about Patricia and whatever, and why they're even doing this project in the first place, because Mara wants to get on the paper and Eddie wants to prove to the school that he's not just his father. And then they ended up like falling asleep on each other and it was really cute. And then Patricia gets insanely jealous, which is just funny, so it's a good episode. And last favorite moment, when Fabian and Joy were talking about trying to figure out where this mosaic was, they played this jog your memory game, so Fabian was able to help get the information out of Joy, and it was just like this really sweet like friendship thing, and they were talking about how they should hang out more, and it made me like Javian a lot because the way they were acting was better than the way Fabina had been acting, so I don't know. You guys know how crazy my shippingness is in this show. Okay, so House of 9 Lives, House of Sabotage. Only 2 really important arcs in this one. The first is the Jasper and Jerome arc. So, at the beginning of the episode we find out that Rufus is the Collector, Rufus Zeno from last year, who was supposed to be dead, so that is like a huge thing. So he drives away with the dollhouse. They have no idea where Trudy is, so Jasper and Jerome decide to follow him, so they figure out where he is, and it's like this weird warehouse shed kind of place. Alright, and now I'm just going to go into the Sabuna arc, because it kind of starts to cross with the Jasper Jerome arc. Sabuna's biggest problems right now is 1, this article that Mara and Eddie want to write, and 2, someone stole the dollhouse. So the way they're going to solve both of those is, first they're going to try to convince Joy and Eddie not to publish the article. So Fabian's job is to convince Joy, and Patricia's job is to convince Eddie. So Fabian has to have this like really intense conversation with Joy, and Nina's like just kind of like flirt with her, you know, like in a way. So they have this really intense conversation, and she doesn't want to cancel the article, but Fabian's like, come on, I'm saying this because I care about you. And then she's like, fine, if you really care, I'll cancel the article, but you have to kiss me first. And then he's just like, and then they're like this close, and then he's like, you know what, I can't do this, I still like Nina. And then Joy's about to cry, but she's like, it's alright, it's fine, I understand, I'll still cancel the article. And Nina's overhearing in the door, and she just starts like jumping up and down and freaking out. And that is my favorite reaction gift, by the way. That jumping up and down gif, not gift. But yeah, so Fabian succeeds. Then Patricia has to go talk to Eddie and kind of make up with him, because half the reason he was doing this whole article thing is because he gets to hang out with Mara, and make Patricia jealous. So they kind of make up, but he actually does care about the article, and Patricia realizes that, so she ends up being like, you know what, just do it, just do it what you love or whatever. And then she's like, darn, I didn't succeed, but Sabuna's like, it's okay because Fabian did. So for the second part where they need to find who stole the dollhouse, they realize that Mara and Eddie left their camera showing the hall, so they should be able to see whoever stole the dollhouse, and Amber and Alfie go through the footage and find out it was Jerome. So they confront him, and Jerome, instead of just like freezing, he's like, you know what, there's actually something really bad going on here, and he explains the entire thing going on with Jasper and how Trudy's gone, and they're just like, oh crap, this is bad, Rufus is alive, what is going on? So then Sabuna starts talking, and Amber and Patricia go to spy on Victor and Vera, and they overhear a conversation that they were having. So they realize Vera is like really heavily involved in the situation, and they also realize that they have 3 of the reflectors. So they're talking about that, and then Vera actually ends up spying on Sabuna and finds out that they have 3 of the reflectors, so it's kind of like tense. Okay, favorite moments in this episode. 1 was the whole JBN discussion thing, because it was really intense. The entire like, kiss me and I'll do it, I don't know, it was really intense and really fun to watch. And then also just Nina's reaction after Fabian denies her of that is just hilarious. Second favorite moment is when Nina was delegating jobs for people to do. She was like, okay, Fabian, I need you to get close to Joy. Patricia, you get close to Eddie. And then Amber's like, you know, if you need me to get close to Alfie, I will. And I'm just like, oh, it was cute. And then the last favorite moment I had was Patricia and Eddie talking, because it was really sweet, and like their apology to each other, it was nice. It's good for them. Okay, next episode, House of Forgeries, House of Hijack. This one was not a very like arc kind of episode. It was all like one big thing. It wasn't like a bunch of different segments. It all kind of like went together. So basically Sabuna confronts Jasper, and they're just like, hey, we need to go save Trudy. And also Jerome kind of like joins forces with Sabuna for this episode. So they decide to go save Trudy. It's going to be Jerome, Amber, Fabian, Nina, Alfie, and then Patricia's going to stay behind just to cover for them. So during the school day, they're about to leave. Jerome, Amber, and Fabian are waiting in the doors, and then Nina goes to pull Alfie away from his locker, but she doesn't do it on time. And then Mr. Sweet catches them and makes them go to class, so it's just Fabian, Jerome, and Amber. And they go to the barn. They find Trudy, they pick the lock, get to the barn. She's in there, but then the door closes behind them and they're locked back in. So they're kind of just waiting around for someone to come. Back at school, Nina and Alfie just have to take a test, and they're going to go, but then Alfie gets detention, so they have to wait for Alfie's detention, and then they're all ready to go. They're in Nina's room, about to leave, but then Sankara appears and is like, hey, this is not your priority, you need to go find the mask, I don't care about your friend. So Nina gets stuck behind, Alfie manages to escape. So he gets to the barn, he gets a tractor, and he plows it through the barn, and he's able to save the 4 of them that are trapped. However, he ends up knocking out Trudy, so she's unconscious, and also breaking the dollhouse, so that was kind of bad. But anyway, they bring Trudy back, it's all fine, and it actually works out kind of good that she went unconscious, because now she does not remember anything that happened with Rufus. Then back to the whole Sankara showing up and stopping Nina, because she's been having so many problems with Victor finding things. Sankara decided she's gonna go curse Victor in a way, but he doesn't actually curse Victor, he curses Vera, but we don't know exactly what happens because the episode ends with Victor finding something out with Vera, but we don't see. Favorite moments in this episode. When Alfie comes and plows the trailer through the barn and breaks down the door, there's a Jamber moment, because Amber runs into Jerome's arms, and it's a good moment for them. I like Jamber. Yeah, again, shipping everyone. That's probably like my only like main like really favorite moment in this episode. So, and with that, that's all I have for you for this episode, so I'll see you guys tomorrow and the next day, because I've got 2 days to get through 8 episodes, or 7, but one of them's an hour long, so I'm just counting it as 8. So yeah, that's it. Bye.